What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another poker vlog, and today is going to be a super special one where we're playing at MGM Springfield. If you don't know, before this channel kind of grew, I played here. This was like the place where I learned how to play poker. The staff, dealers, everyone was super friendly to me. And this is kind of where I grew up with the game of poker. And it's nice to come back. The reason why I haven't played here for a while is for two reasons. One, it's that it was closed throughout the entire pandemic. So it just recently reopened and I had to come back and check it out and see some friendly faces. And two, unfortunately, because of the Massachusetts Gaming Commission, I'm not allowed to record any table footage. But this is a really special one to make. I wanted to add it to the channel because obviously I've posted a ton of different videos in the past about 2-3 years ago. The last time I played here was when I was grinding 1-2, and now we're on the list for the 5-10 game and might have the straddle going. So it might be pretty big. And anyways, sorry for no table footage. I'll do my best, but comment down below. Maybe we can get something going on to get the poker room manager here to let me film. That'd be really cool for the video and for the vlog. And I'm sure it's a win-win for both the poker room here, obviously, and for the channel. But anyways, let's get into the action where there's no table footage. Forewarning, like I said, I'm sorry, but doing what I can. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about it, and I'll try my best. All right, it's been a while since we've done one of these. Throwback to the OG days when we used to do the videos like this, but these hands get so ridiculous and crazy, it's almost like they might have made them up. But luckily, there's a little bit of table footage at the very end in some of the big spots where it shows all the action, and yeah, I'm glad I have table footage because you think I've probably made up these hands. Anyways, they get that crazy. Let's hop into it. Into the 5-10, we buy in, and one of the first hands picking up ace-6 of hearts. We're under the gun on the $25 straddle. Playing 7-handed, player to my left in +1 raises it up to $75. There's a cutoff player who calls 75, and I call as well. Going to a flop of 8-8-6 rainbow, starting things off with a pair. I check it over to the +1 player. He bets out $100. Cutoff folds, and here with a pair, top kicker, I'm calling. I'm in as well. We're off to a turn, which comes a 7. I check it over to him, and he checks it back, and the river comes another 7. Double paired board. I'm counterfeited, and I just have ace high, which ace high seems pretty decent. Anyways, I just check it over to him, play and flow, and this player now throws out a bet of $200. Well, I don't really like calling $200 with ace high, although it is a double paired board, can bluff catch. I think he can be doing this with some higher pocket pairs that wanted to pocket control and now go for some thin value on the river. Anyways, I don't want to call. I certainly obviously don't want to fold, so that leads to the last option, which is a check raise. I go for it, check raise to $700, and luckily he folds quickly, gets some chips pushed my way after this fairly ambitious check raise as a bluff, but I like it. It worked out. They're starting off hot with a win. If you're new to the channel, look at this lovely, lovely blanket on my bed. Big thank you to my girlfriend Nicole for getting this for me. It says subscribe. That button, just tap it on your screen. And thanks so much for watching. There'll be more table footage videos coming up. Not all videos are like this one if you're new to the channel. Second hand we go, picking up 9s in the cutoff. There's an onion open to $40, and a little bit suspicious of this. I mean, I'm gonna make the call. I don't love calling here. Usually like 3-betting, but with 9s, I make the call. That brings the button, small blind, big blind, come along as well. Multi-way, feels like a fun home game back at it in Springfield. Going multi-way to a flop, which comes ace-jack-9. Back at it, sun running with bottom set, multi-way on a pretty wet board. There's an undergun player who c-bets $150. $150 seems like a fair amount, but just not enough for our specific hand. Ton of draws out there, we're multi-way. I don't want to incentivize a bunch of other people to come in, so I put in a raise to $500. And that entices everyone else to fold to this undergun player, and he thinks about it for a while, and he ends up making the call, which is nice. So we've got action, pot is brewing, and we have a set. Let's see a brick card, hopefully. The turn comes the 6 of diamonds. Got 2 flushers out there now, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, and he announces an all-in. Yeah, press the record. I'm all in as well, I'm in there. We're off to a river, which comes a board pairing 6. Now have a full house. He has ace-king of diamonds, and scoop this one. My goodness, the run good at MGM is just like the good old days, winning massive pots, seeing amazing turns that incentivize a ton of action. And just like that, you know, top with the nut flush draw goes down in flames against a set that river to boat. Hand following that, more action ensuing. I have ace queen offsuit under the gun on the $25 straddle, and the player to my left, first to act, raises to $75. Action folds around to me. This hand is clearly a premium. Also playing out of position isn't great, so let's put in a 3-bet and re-raise it up to 300. He makes the call, and he's playing with about $1,200 in his stack. Let's see a flop of, why wouldn't it be ace queen 6, 2 diamonds. Just top 2 pair after 3-betting out of position. I start off with a small bet of $225, but sadly he snap folds, and I just wanted to show how absolutely silly I'm running, and this is only 15 minutes into sitting down into the session. It's just ridiculous. On to the following hand, picking up a fun, playable 4-5 of spades. We're in the big blind with an under the gun $25 straddle. There's one player who limps, then onto a good buddy of mine, Tim, who watches the vlog and plays a lot here at this MGM Springfield location. He raises it up to $100. And I've been quiet for a little bit up until this point, maybe 30, 40 minutes have passed. I haven't done much. Let's put in the 3 bets with this fun one. I raise it up to $400. Action folds all the way around back to Tim. He thinks for a while and makes the call. He's playing with about $3,000 behind, so definitely deep in this game. Anyways, the flop comes queen 9-5, rainbow. Sadly, no spades, so just bottom pair, and I actually don't love this spot. I'm in a 4-bet pot, although I love c-betting. I don't think this is a good time to do it, so as much as I'd like to continue and bluff, I am just going to check. Something about this hand, this board texture, just had this feeling that I didn't like how the things were going here, so I check. He bets out $400. Pretty strong, hefty bets. Half pot sizing is pretty big in these 3-bet pots, so I just let it go. Don't have any backdoor draws, just got a 2-pair draw that may or may not be good. So nice hand, Tim. I'm out. In the next one, strap in. Just strap in. Pick up 10-9 of diamonds. We're on the button, and there's an early position open to $40. Here on the button, happy to make the call, and that entices the big blind to call as well, so we're off to a flop 3 ways, which comes jack of diamonds, 8 of diamonds, and a 6. If you don't know what that means I have 80% of a straight flush. Unfortunately, 80% of a straight flush doesn't really give you anything, so I'm still sitting with 10 high, but still a pretty good flop. Anyways, the big blind actually docks out $125, which causes the early position player to fold, and it's my turn to act, and I have raising chips in hand. This big blind player has a pretty decent sized stack, and obviously I am just so happy to pile in money in the middle. I put in a raise to $400, and this player thinks about it, and he doesn't fold, and he doesn't call either. He puts in another raise, 3 bets to $960 freaking dollars. Oh my god. This player has about $1,500 behind. So my all-in here, which I would be going all-in, would be around $2,500 total, making this easily over a $5,000 pot in this 5-10 game. And yeah, press record, ship it. I'm all in, and he calls it off as assumed. I don't think he's going to be folding after putting in $1,000 in the middle, essentially. But I'm expecting him to have some sets, or maybe even higher flush draws. I'm just hoping he has a set, because then I'm ahead against sets here. But hoping he doesn't have a higher flush draw, we decide to run it once, and the turn, offsuit queen, Bink. We have the nuts, the river is an ace. I show my hand with essentially the nuts behind king 10, but that seems unlikely. And this player shows king jack, offsuit, ship it, ship it, ship it. It's a massive pot. Got it in with 10 high and ended up with the winner. Something about MGM Springfield, the run good is real, and they're always just treating me well. Big thank you to the dealers for dealing me some heat. This one was a big one to win, and unfortunately couldn't hit another straight flush, but I'm okay with winning this one as well. So now, chip stack has doubled. Sat down with 5, now have around 10,000 in front. And the next hand, action does not stop. I have king jack offsuit in the hijack. I raise it up to $35. The small blind player makes the call. This is the same player that I stacked last hand. He rebought some, and he's here for revenge. So going to a flop of king 6-4 rainbow. He checked it to me, and I think I want to size down. I'm not sure. I have top pair. It's a good flop anyways. I bet $30, and he calls 30. The turn is the deuce of diamonds. It's a complete brick, and now the plan is to bet pretty big, around the size of the pot. But this player seems to have other plans as he decides to take the initiative and bets $190 for me. Overbets the pot. Okay, well, there's nothing for me to do here besides just make the call. Top pair's pretty good. Kicker has some issues, but I'm good with it for now. I make the call, not really sure what he's trying to rep, but you know, saw him overplay King Jack, you never know what could happen. Anyways, the river comes the 10 of hearts. Don't love it, as one of the very few King X holdings that we beat on the turn now beats us on the river. He thinks, and I'm just praying for a check, but if he does bet a large amount, it's going to be a pretty brutal spot for me. But he checks, I'm happy to snap check this one back, and then he mucks. I don't know what happened. He mucked, turned his hand to a bluff on the turn, and I'll take it. I can win without showing my cards. That's a win. In the next hand, picking up something better, I have ace queen offsuit in the small blind. There's an unknown player who lips for $10. Player next to act, our buddy Tim, he raises to 50. Then the player next to act after him makes the call. And now it folds all the way back around to me. I'm out of position, multiple people in the field or in the pot. I am raising, and I'm raising large. I size up to $300 as a 3-bet and get the +1 player Tim and then the +2 player who called the 50 to make the call. So out of position, 3 ways. Let's go to a flop of 8-8-6 rainbow. These paired boards are always really tricky, and I guess hypothetically I would have the most amount of stronger hands here, like over pairs, aces, kings, queens, all that fun stuff, but never really have trips. Anyways, I decided to bet out into the field. Out of position, probably could check, honestly, but I decided to bet $325. Let's see what happens. I think a lot of people can fold a lot of the time. But we get Tim to make the call, and we're off to a turn which is the 5 of clubs, brings in 2 clubs on board. Definitely not the card I'm looking for when I get called on the flop, and I think my hand hates this, obviously, and you know, overpairs don't love this spot either, so I decided to check this one, and Tim checks it back. Off to a river, which is the 7 of spades, so 4-liner out there. Any 9 makes a straight, and I don't think I'm really allowed to bet or bluff or do anything here. I think even if I had overpairs, I check a lot of the time, and yeah, I go for it. I check, and Tim does not feel like checking. He bets out $1,500. That's a high, large amount. Ace high, can't do much unless I'm feeling a little suicidal here at this point, which I'm not. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm here at MGM Springfield having a good time, and I fold. So let it go. Ace high, discipline fold. I didn't want to turn this one into a check raise or a check all in because that would have been disgusting, and we're moving on. Improving in the very next hand, picking up ace king now in the big blind, and there is a under the gun $25 straddle to my left. So cutoff opens it up to $65, and I'm putting in a raise. Once again, I'm out of position, but I put in a raise to 300. The cutoff who opened makes the call for 300, and another big pot brewing. And the flop this time comes ace queen 5 2 spades. Pretty good flop all around, and I go for a smaller sizing to $200 here with top. He just flicks in a call, so I don't know what the flick means, but it is what he did. So it seemed a little weak or nonchalant. Who knows, but the turn is a good one. It's the ace of spades. Pretty much the gin card I could ask for, as now I have trips, top kicker, along with the nut flush draw with the king of spades. And I think, given that I have the king of spades, I'm pretty happy to either check or bet in this spot. I think I should lean more toward betting with the king of spades. I don't know how consequential it is, but in game, I decided to check, as I just don't think me betting here has too many bluffs. But who knows? Maybe he'll take a stab at it, but he ends up checking back. So no action on this turn. Might have missed a value, but let's see a river. Pretty much happy with any river card at this point. And the river is the 4 of clubs. Pretty inconsequential, and I am pretty confident that I essentially have the nuts with trips, top kicker. And given the dynamic of him checking back on the turn, I kind of range him on some sort of pair holding, maybe a pair of queens that could potentially bluff catch, so I go large. I overbet the size of the pot to $1,500. Large amounts, and he's not happy. He tanks. It's a long tank. It's literally almost 7 minutes long. I don't have table footage to show you, sadly, and I don't want you to sit here watching me just tank as well and let you guys feel what it's like when you have $1,500 in the middle and you're praying for a call. 7 minutes though. Look, a long time. Anyways, literally it takes so long, the fact that my back is sore writing this down, writing the notes for being still for so long, staring at the board. I was literally so sore from just typing away. Anyways, he ultimately calls. That's cool. Start the recording. I show the ace king, and obviously it's good after he thinks about it for a very long time. And once again, scoop a really nice pot my way. This night is going swimmingly. Nice warm welcome back to MGM Springfield, and even better, winning a ton of big pots as well. So after that big hand, the game gets bumped up to 5, 10, 25 with the mandatory straddle. So moving forward, always got the straddle on, and this hand, picking up ace queen offsuit, obviously playing 5, 10, 25. Action folds to the small blind player who opens for $130. Really large, really confused, but I'm in the on straddler position, and you know, ace queen, I'm going for it. I'm gonna put in the 3-bet. I'm in position, and given the sit dynamics, I think you can raise a little bit later, so I put in a 3-bet to $400, and for 400, he makes the call. We're playing pretty deep again, about 2,500 effective, so going to a flop of, it's ace, ace, 8. Why wouldn't it be ace, ace, 8? Trips, great kicker, living a luck box life right now, running really hot. He checks to me and I bet small. It's $275 to go, and for $275, he's in here and makes the call. Once again, pot brewing, and the turn comes the 3 of diamonds. Not great, as the flush draw does get there, and he checks it to me. I have a lot of history against this player. It's my buddy Zach. Definitely solid and capable of putting me in a really gross spot by check raisings. So decide to pot control, relax a little bit. I don't have a diamond in hand, so I just check it back. The river now comes a deuce. It's a deuce of hearts, so really inconsequential, total brick, and he checks for a 3rd time. Now it's time to definitely bet for value, and I debate in my head between what sizing I want to use. Obviously can go like super small, can go like half pot, can go a little bit larger, or really large. I go with pot. Bet around $1,300, and it's a large bet. I don't know if I was going for value, to polarize myself, who knows what it is, but he thinks for a while, ends up saying he doesn't believe me, and ends up calling. I show, scoop, and this is crazy to run this hot and get paid off a bunch. Things are going well. Things are going well. The final hand of this session, picking up 10s in the big blind. Playing 6-handed here in this spot, and there's an early position open to $75. Small blind, solid reg, I've played with a bunch. He 3-bets to $350. Well, now I've got 10s. It's a good hand, in position against the small blind player at least, and I don't like cold calling, I like raising, and I 4-bet to $800. Folds around to the small blind player, and he makes the calls. He's playing with about $2,000 behind. Not a lot to play for considering the size of the pots. Anyways, the flop comes 7-7-5 to hearts. This is a good flop for us with 10s. He checked it to me. I bet out $625 for value, mainly to protect from higher cards or get value from worse pocket pairs. And then, you know, he does a thing that I hate, which is an all-in. It's $1,875 total, and this is miserable. I'm given an unbelievable price to call with an overpair. Almost 4-to-1 considering it's $1,250 to call with over 4,000 in the middle, and you know, not having a heart in my hand as well is also great because we unblock flush draws. The issue is I don't think this guy is going to be jamming worse pocket pairs, and at the very worst, 2 overcards and a flush draw. So in my position, if at best I'm flipping and at worst I'm behind jacks plus, then it's a really gross spot. So ultimately it's painful, and ultimately I just let it go. I fold the 10s. This guy's a good buddy of mine, tells me he has pocket jacks. So I'm happy with it. Nice hand, Zach. Take a pretty big hit in this hand, but still overall ending up with profit on the night. Here it is. Here is the MGM Springfield poker room. It's also surrounded by slots now. They cut the capacity in half. This whole room used to be full of poker tables, but now half slots, half poker tables. Seems to be the theme of poker rooms in Massachusetts, unfortunately. But safe to say today went pretty darn well. Just ran really well. And I don't remember the last time I've been in this building and have not run well. Something about this place is great. I feel really blessed to be able to come back and just the nostalgia of the chips and the room and all the friendly staff. Like, this place is great. So had to come back and, you know, try my best to get some footage. Hopefully that's okay if you're watching this video, MGM security or floor manager or whoever. Just please let this video stay up, you know? It was a fun one for sure. Anyways, we'll talk about the numbers. I was in for 5, out for 12.1 on the dot. And yeah, there's that. Something about this place is great. Always nice to have a big win as well, and hopefully I can get permission to film in Massachusetts, or at least in MGM Springfield. That would be ideal. Would love your help. Comment below. I don't know, tweet at the Twitter thing, MGM Springfield Poker or something. I'm not sure, but maybe that'd be cool to get this on video and have the whole vlog captured correctly. But thanks so much for watching this video. If you made it to the very end, it's always much appreciated, considering especially how there's a different vlog where it didn't have table footage and all that. But leave a like if you made it this far. This video, absolute banger. So happy about it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.